This is my intro music. Welcome to the video. I hope you like it lots, so don't forget to subscribe and click the thumbs up button. Now let's react.
Okay, everybody. Hey, hi, hello there, and welcome to another episode of us getting caught up with Anna. And I just don't feel like putting on a bunch of makeup today, so this is what you get. Here we go. He's more fun when he's smaller. You guys don't seem to mind a little bouncing icon, so here we are. This is, in case you were wondering, this is Alonsa Meadows. I think I said that mostly correct. It's French, bitch. And this is Anna. So today I thought, I'm not going to try to move this around too much. Today I thought we would look at just a few things about Anna today. And one of them is Anna and her new coach. She hasn't revealed who her new coach is, though I'm pretty sure we've at least seen the new coach. So there's that. But this is Anna telling us about how she's so very, very tired. Because she's now working with a new coach. And the Viking cat will make sense here in a little bit. But first off, Anna, take us away. Tell us why you're so tired today.
I didn't realize how unenthused I looked at that. It's just because it's a screen grab, but
I don't know if she's got makeup on or not, but her skin actually looks fairly good.
the reality is I'm definitely more tired than usual. I started with a new coach this week.
I think it's interesting that this was posted to the Reddit 8 days ago, and today is January the 29th. God, we're almost done with January, you guys. But anyway, she posted this this was posted to the Reddit 8 days ago. But I do find it kind of interesting that in December, she cut business ties with John and with Tracy. John and Tracy are not married. I learned that one. Tracy is the mother of her godchildren, and they're friends from like a long time. So I find it interesting that her and Tracy have cut business ties. That doesn't necessarily mean they're not friends anymore. It just means they're not working professionally together anymore. I didn't realize her and Tracy did work together, but her and John are no longer working together. Again, doesn't mean they're not friends. They're just not working together anymore. But she, within, I want to say like 2-3 months of the end of the year, her podcast ended. She stopped employing John, Tracy, and now it's January. She's somewhere between December and January. She stopped working with her strength coach, and now she's working with a new coach, which is a woman, which no big deal. It's just very interesting to me that, within, I don't know, a 3-month period, she's lost a lot, she's lost a lot of people out of her life. Because, when she lost the podcast, she lost contact with the producer and her co-host and, anyone else that she worked with during that podcast. So there's all that. That's just a lot. It's a lot of change. A lot of professional links lost. And I just wonder what's causing it, because that's a lot of professional blows all in a row. And then also to have the coach, to lose that coach, Granted, she's picked up another one, but he was kind of a big deal. Like, she kind of made a huge deal out of that coach. So to lose him like that, and it could be something very benign. Maybe he's off doing his own thing. Maybe he, dropped all of his clients and he's off to compete on his own. Who knows? But it could also be something that we won't find out about until Anna's in like phase 4 or whatever part of her cycle she gets to when she decides that she's going to crash out and tell us all what's going on, and you guys are right, and blah, 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 and then she'll start crying in front of the camera. Yeah, that'll be fun. Anyway.
Which is a good thing. I will share more about that when I'm ready to, but...
Is it a good thing, though?
She's pushing me really hard, and I'm adjusting. That's a nice way to say it. I'm adjusting. I'm really tired.
This is one of the few times where her face slip, she doesn't look angry. She doesn't, I don't think she looks angry here. She usually has like that pursed lip look that she gets, and her eyes harden up, and she doesn't actually look angry here. So, props to her. All right, let me queue up the next one. I believe this lovely little nugget comes off of Instagram. Come over here where I can fit. This is someone's name's got scratched out. Look, man, if you post your shit on a public forum, I'm just saying. This person asks, what makes you think you're a Viking? There's an apostrophe here. Grammar versus grammar. And then, I'm not even going to point it out. And then Viking Princess Lifts responds, it's just a fun name, a fun gym name. I didn't know we were supposed to have gym names. I guess I'm going to have to work on mine. I didn't know we were supposed to have code names for the gym. Let me know what your code name for the gym is down below if you have one. If you don't, maybe you can ask the community and we can all come up with cool, fun gym names. Anyway, I picked it because my mom was a genealogist. Was she? I don't remember. I don't know. I don't remember you ever saying what your mom did, honestly. And traced our family history back to Eric the Red. I'm now forever going to refer to Anna as Anna the Pink. So technically, I am descendant of Vikings, but it's really not that important. Anna, Bubby, seriously, you're literally descendant from Eric the Red. Sure. Okay. You and Leaf, huh? You and Freitas. You and Freitas are you close. You got the same genes there. You're gonna go fight off a Viking whore while 8 months pregnant. Okay. Yeah. You guys are exactly the same. I don't even think you know who the hell you're talking about, perfectly honest with you. I actually had to do a little deep dive when I read this again, because I was like, Eric the Red? I was like, wait a minute, like, for realsies? And then I had to, she had me second guessing myself, and I had to go and dig again. And I was like, yeah, that's a real person. That's a real person. Okay. Yeah, so from now on, Viking Princess Lifts, aka Anna the Pink. Yes, the great conqueror of, I don't know, the great conqueror of the strongwoman scene. Yes, let us not not forget. Yes. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. So, in case you were wondering why we have decked the cat out today. All right, on to the next. So, these next ones I want to look at are mostly, the next two things we're going to look at are actually side-by-sides. Anna is posting, or was posting, images talking about how she's been training for 26 weeks. And you know how I'm always going in on Anna about her, how it started, how it's going, posts that she does, which I find to be very misleading and very, well, I think they're lies. And the reason I think that is because she uses old footage of herself back when some of the footage is even back before she was even doing the train well stuff, the co-pilot / train well stuff. And she likes to use that footage that she has of her doing those ineffectual workouts. And I'm not saying that necessarily the app itself was ineffectual. I'm just saying the workouts she was doing were ineffectual. Big surprise. Anyway, So she likes to use that old footage of her with her like 5-pound dumbbells. What's the little ones you put in your hands? Anyway. And she shows herself doing those. Sometimes she'll even just show herself doing like little stretches and shit. And then she'll, zoom forward to her doing her strongwoman training. And I always say that that's really misleading because it kind of implies that back when she was doing the train well or pre-train well videos that she was, it kind of implies that she's been working towards that strong woman after all this time, and she isn't. Like, doesn't. Anyway, my argument being, she's having a false comparison there because she wasn't working towards strong woman. She wasn't even thinking about strong woman back when she was doing the train well stuff, and the train well and Copilot were the exact same thing. They just had to change the name. This, however, this 26 weeks later thing, the one on the, I guess, would be the left, this one, that was Anna's first trap bar deadlift, 400 lbs. This one's a little less misleading, and I don't really even think it qualifies as misleading because not long after Anna did this trap bar deadlift, she started talking about doing strong woman. Now, she was still hiking and doing that kind of stuff, but it was not long after that she was like, I'm a strong woman. I'm going to do strong woman training. And then she started doing strong woman training, which is cool. So this one I'm not that upset about. However, this side-by-side comparison is, it is what it is. You can clearly see. Really, the only major difference with these two is that here in the orange shirt on the left, she's the image, she's a little further back from the camera than she is in the neon green or yellow shirt here. She's a little closer to the camera, which is why, she looks slightly, I guess, bigger, but not really. In reality, she's the exact same size. She's the exact same size. In all fairness, though, I think she had just finished up her surgeries with the orange shirt. Orange, yep, there you go. Midwest, leave me alone. She just finished up her surgeries here. I don't think she did her arms yet. Yeah, she must not have done her arms yet because she wouldn't have been able to lift. There's no way in hell she would have been lifting yet. My brain's not braining and I'm just trying to put things in order. The long and the short of it is, though, the really sad part here is even though she has had her arm surgery, in the yellow shirt, she's definitely had her arm surgery. You can't tell anymore. She had arm surgery where she had effectively all of her arm fat removed, and then she had her arms stitched back up. But her arms have, I didn't even know you could do this. Her arms stretched back out. So she's reinflated her arms with all the weight that was taken off during her fourth and final surgery. So that's a thing. But so these are the dates when these pictures were taken. And of course, Anna has to give us her best faces. She's just a plethora of the best faces. So these are a little bit better on, but still they're the same two pictures, but so you still have the same problem of Anna was a little further away from the camera than she was here, and she's a lot more in focus than she is here. God, she just makes the best faces, doesn't she? And she's wearing scarves on her neck right now. I don't know. So there you have that. And I guess you could say, I know she's got her belt on here, which she kind of uses as like a corset and less like an actual the way these weight belts are supposed to be used. I think her posture has definitely gotten better. I really do think her posture has gotten better. So, I mean, overall, I think maybe her form has improved. So, there's a difference. There's a little bit of difference in, like, the overall form. But if we're going to say there's a difference in her figure overall, there really isn't. The only major difference between these two is, like, her shoulders are back. In the green shirt, her shoulders are back, where her shoulders are real rounded and she's hunched forward. And I think that was what a lot of people said in the July 2025 video when she showed us her doing this lift. A lot of people had said, you know, her form is awful, her shoulders are rounded, and they critiqued a bunch of other little details about her overall stance with the bar. And basically, like, if she keeps doing that, she's gonna hurt herself. But then she went and got a coach. She went and found her strongman coach, strongwoman coach. And now she doesn't have that guy anymore. Now she has a new coach. But we have another side-by-side that we're going to look at. So this is what I was talking about with the arms. I mean, like, if anything, they look worse. So September 29, 2024, this was her after her first leg liposuction, which I think it only focused on her calves. Anyway, and then over here, the January 3rd, 2026 liposuction. This is her after all of her leg liposuctions, her brachioplasty, her arm liposuction, which didn't go in that order. And then she had a 365 liposuction of her torso, which I think is why she has a waist again, but it's in a weird place. Like, okay, follow me on this one, would you? One of the things Anna always had going for her, keep in mind that this is Anna's shape before all of her surgeries, with the exception of, I think they started on her. No. They did her outer thighs first. That's right. They did her outer thighs first. That's right. I remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Anyway, so her first liposuction was on her outer thighs. And overall, this is pretty close to her original body shape, right? She had, I won't say she had like a perfect wasp shape, but she had a pretty like hourglassy form. She was still pretty, she liked to say she was pear-shaped, but you know, she had like, she came in and then she popped out, and then she popped out a lot because she had a lot of belly and she got a lot of butt and she got a lot of hip, right? But she had a pretty proportionate shape given the fact that she was, you know, I think personally, she was well into her 500s, right? So this is pretty close to Anna's, and she hadn't had her arms done yet, right? And she'd only just had her hips done. So all of this is all normal, natural Anna. Her calves hadn't started to swell weirdly yet. Yeah, she gets weird swelling in, I think, this leg. And I don't know if she had, she talks about having like a weird hard lump up in, I think, this arm here. I don't know if she had that at this time yet or not. But anyway, now you can see her here. Keep in mind, this might be really filtered as well. I don't know if this one's as filtered, maybe, but Anna has really, really leaned into filters lately. And so this one with the blue pants and the muscle mommy shirt, this one on top of everything else could be heavily filtered. But you can see her legs are weird looking now. This waistline that she's got is way higher than it used to be. And we put waistline in quotes because I've got no idea where her belly button is anymore. And then the biggest I think disappointment is her arms, especially her upper arms, because like when she sits down, you can actually see that her upper arms have grown in size again to where they were before the surgery. But in this image, you can really see that this looks like a looseness. Sorry. This looks loose, almost like loose skin, or just hanging, maybe just hanging fat. So whatever this is going on here, it's just a weird accumulation of something, right? And now after all of her surgeries, her belly is very prominent, more prominent than it's ever been. Her proportions are way out of whack. She likes to say that her boobs have gotten bigger, but they really haven't. I mean, I think they have only because they're full of fat, but they're not even like, I mean, I don't know how a better way to put this. They're not like fat girl titties. A better way to put that. And then she never had the skin removed off of her legs from all the liposuction. So she's got quite a bit of actually loose skin on her legs because she doesn't have anything filling it out anymore. And then this leg, I think it is, swells, and it will swell to almost twice this leg size. It's all of that because she wouldn't just stay on the Ozempic or the semaglutide or whatever the hell she was taking and watch what she eats. Like, I get that it's hard, but that's why there's therapy. She'd just rather have gone through 4 fairly painful, hard to recover from surgeries, especially the last 2. She complained about having a real hard time recovering from those. And this is the end result. You know? Anyway. All right. This is from 7 days ago, or this was posted 7 days ago on the Reddit. She says, no gym today. I really like her nails, I'm not gonna lie. I'm liking these nails. She says, no gym today. I really hate to get out of my routine. But I have some health stuff going on and I really need to rest. Hoping tomorrow everything will sort itself out. Yeah, that's how that works. And I can get back at it. It's nothing serious. Just my lymphatic system is doing weird stuff again. Did you gain 40 pounds of fluid and you're not going to go to the goddamn doctor? Because heaven forbid. By the way, I had to make a doctor's appointment and I really don't want to go. I don't want to go to the doctor. I don't want to go to the doctor. But I'm going to go. But I don't want to go. Anyway, we have a plan to try and who's we? Who's we? You never know who we is. And I have questions that the Reddit has pointed me in the direction of, and I really wish Colin would come back. Colin, we need you. Anyway, we have a plan to try and manage it. I want all the good vibes that the plan works. I don't know what it is, so I'm sick of not feeling in control of this part of my health. Well, I mean, go to an actual doctor. Get on actual meds, not just supplements and liposuction. Clean up your fucking diet and, I mean, get better. It's probably going to take a while. It's probably going to take more than a month. It's probably going to take like a year. You fucked yourself up, man. It's gonna take more than a hot minute. But anyway, the other problem with Anna is she wants instant gratification, which I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm kind of impressed that she's stuck with the strong woman as long as she has. I'm glad that she has. I really am. I just wish that she'd get her form into a shape so that she's not potentially going to hurt or is actually hurting herself. Because, you know, sometimes you're hurting yourself, but you don't realize it until a little bit further down the road. There's a new reactor I need to be watching. Who apparently actually trains this kind of stuff. But anyway, but I'm glad that she's sticking with it. I just wish she'd do all the other parts too, so she could actually see the results of it. But again, Anna really likes instant gratification, and I don't think she's getting it. Anyway. Okay, we got a little bit of a video here. This starts us down a slippery slope, I think.
I've been kind of going through it. It's been a pretty tough week.
She's in this shirt again. She has this shirt. This is the shirt. I don't know how many of you played Sims. I think it was Sims 3. This is the imaginary friends shirt that the imaginary friends would wear in Sims 3. And I think, actually, I thought she had only one of these. She actually has 2 versions of this shirt. She really likes this shirt. And I really don't.
Really swollen.
Swollen.
Ugly because I can see, like, dramatic changes in how I look. Or maybe that even other people can't see, but I can see them, and it feels like...
Girl, if you are that swollen, if you are so swollen that even you're noticing it, go to the doctor.
Is
the real doctor.
anything ever going to get better? And so I went to my neurologist this morning, and, you know, we were just talking about my CPAP. And
why did you go to the neurologist? I don't know how this works. Why would you go to the neurologist for the CPAP?
The nurse brought up, you know, are you feeling anything different when you sleep? And I was like, oh God, I'm going to have to go back up. And like, here's another area of my life where things just haven't gotten better. And it turns out that I am now sleeping with such a low pressure that our discussion topic for today was about migrating off of the CPAP eventually. And
good.
What would need to happen for that to be possible.
Do you adjust your CPAP? I was under the understanding that the CPAP is like set and that's how it goes. Like you're just stuck with that setting. I mean, I assume you can get it adjusted, but you have to go back and get it adjusted? I don't know. I don't know how CPAPs work.
And the reality is it's something that we could explore right now, but because I am currently swollen and feel awful and things are not 100%, it's not a good time to put any more challenge on my body.
What a fucking statement. You're breathing while sleeping is so stressful on your body that it's a challenge you don't want to put on your body right now. What a fucking statement. Just, did you hear that? Did you play this back and hear yourself? Girl, I don't want to put that challenge on my body. Breathing? You don't want to put breathing on as a challenge on your body? But what? You have to. Breathing while sleeping? Absurd. I have other things that I need to do. Like what? What is more important than breathing? I don't understand. I'm very confused. All right, go on.
But I am on the trajectory to not have to use the machine anymore. That is something I never, ever even thought would be.
I know some of you sleep with CPAPs for whatever reason. I'm not judging. I really am not. How do you know? How do you adjust them? How do you know when you need to come off of them?
Possible. And you can tell me that I'm not small enough. You can tell me that I'm not strong enough. You can tell me that I am not doing enough.
Why do you think people are going to do that? What is in your head right now that you are preemptively arguing with people about whether or not you should come off the CPAP? You are preemptively having an argument with people. With people, because you are imagining arguments where people are going to tell you that you shouldn't come off your CPAP, which means you can see an argument side of why you maybe shouldn't come off your CPAP. That's kind of how this reads to me. But if you really are ready to come off the CPAP, or if the doctors really are telling you you're ready to come off the CPAP, then like it shouldn't fucking matter. Anyway, yeah, so there. I got distracted. They came to ask me if my heat is working. Spoilers. Anyway.
But I went from the highest setting on this machine, where we even potentially talked about having a different machine that had more settings upward, to now having discussions about not using it at all.
So you adjust these things after you get them? I mean, that, like I said, I don't know how CPAP machines work. So, like, I thought that they just were set and you didn't touch them after they were set unless you went and got them readjusted. Maybe that's what she's doing. Maybe she's getting them readjusted. I don't know. I literally don't know how these things work. But if that's true, I mean, cool. Good for you. No one should be mad about that. And I don't know why you think people will be mad about that. I mean, there's people who are as big as you, if not bigger, who don't use CPAPs at all. And, I mean, maybe they should, but clearly they don't. And they're still with us, I guess is the way to put that. You know? So who are you arguing with? You're having arguments with ghosts.
And I needed that today. I needed to hear that whether or not it feels like it right now, progress has been made.
I mean, good. I don't. Okay. So on the one hand, you're so swollen that you don't want to challenge your body with breathing to go find out if you could come off the machine altogether. But there's a possibility that you could, but you don't want to go get tested for it because it would be stress on your swollen body. You see, this is why I have a hard time sometimes rooting for you. Cause like, yeah, that's a good piece of news. You could come off your PAP machine altogether, but you have to go get tested for it. And you're so swollen right now that you think that the test for it would be too stressful. I don't understand. Did the doctors tell you that that was bad? Did they seem to think you could test and be okay? Question mark? Apostrophe? Question mark? Anyway. Now we're just going to watch some videos of her and me questioning her form. Mostly because this goes back to the 26 weeks of training. And the whole thing that Anna has been training for 26 weeks. She was training with the male strongman coach. And now she's training with a new coach. I am curious. This looks weird to me. How is she? What's going on here? I don't know what this is. So she's got this on like a yoke? Is that what's happening here? I don't know how this works. But like her caption here says, first time doing squats in a month. I need to work. What does it say? I need to work to get my weight back up. Fear is in the way. Fear. So it's going to be a much more mental process than physical. That's something her old coach used to say. He used to talk about the weight and weightlifting being mental. It's all in your head. But he was missing the lower half of one of his legs. So, I am actually really proud of the depth progress I've made just working through my sets. The reality of the situation is her depth isn't any deeper than when the last time she showed us her squat depth progress, and that was back when she was doing Train Well and had nothing to do with strongwoman training. So her form is terrifying. She's wobbly as hell, and her depth has not improved in 26 weeks, especially. Right? I don't even train this shit. And I can be like, what improvement? Where? Now we're going to watch her do an overhead press. I think this is what that's called. Where I don't know a lot about weightlifting. But I know that there's like a bar and you put like heavy weights on it, right? And then you lift it above your head. Wah. But if you're not strong enough to keep it above your head, it will come down, and it's a lot of weight. And I do know that we are very squishy beings. And when you put a lot of weight up and then it drops, it's heavier when it hits you from a height. So maybe you should not lift heavy weight if you can't keep it above your head, or have someone spot you who could catch it in case you can't keep it in the air, and or use something like a Smith machine that will catch it for you. Otherwise, I feel like you're really just asking to get injured and or really, really hurt bad. So I've seen some gym fail videos, They live rent free in my head. They're like nightmare fuel. They really are. And Anna is like getting up there. Anna's like getting to the nightmare fuel gym videos. Anyway, she's going to be in a sports science video someday. Da 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 da. Right there. What happens if you hadn't caught that? Huh? It's too heavy. And look at how crooked you are. Yeah, you got it above your head. Girl, you could like roll ball bearings down that. I don't have a good analogy. I don't know. I don't have a good burn for this one. You could slide down that. I don't know. I really don't have anything. But look, it's like whoosh. Whoosh. Anna, you're not good at this. Are you supposed to balance it across your chest like that? I mean, I don't know. This part I don't know. This might be real. I have another question later in another video that I'm going to ask because, again, questions. But is this like a resting position? Is this like a legit resting position? Again. And then it was like crooked this way. She just couldn't get it down fast enough. Okay. Right, next video. Alright, this one says, I hate training volume. I don't know what that means. For now, there's a lot of things I used to hate that I like now. Do I hate it or am I just not used to it yet? Deep thoughts to take into 2026. I think there's even like, isn't that just, couldn't you use that as like aren't these, isn't, I have questions, guys. I have so many questions. Look. These little doodads, right? Aren't those basically like catcher arms so that you don't need a spotter? So like you should be standing in between these so that the little catcher arms can, like, they look like these adjust, right? So you could bring them up. Like she could bring them up here so that while she's doing her little uppers, I don't know what they're called, presses, and she almost crit failed like she did, it would catch it instead of like dropping the bar on her. Like that. Like, I get that she maybe she just doesn't fit between the goalposts, and that's why she won't do it, but at the same time, like, it's literally for your own safety. Like, it's just, I don't get it. It feels unsafe. Okay, this one I just had a question about, but it does have some writing on it, so it says, I'm not feeling well, my joints are flaring, and my body is really swollen. I tried my best today, it wasn't great. What I learned is that I probably should have rested. Consistency is important, but listening to your body is also more so. So it is, your body is more so, blah, blah, blah. It is really hard to undo years of being conditioned to believe that if I prioritize rest, I was lazy. Does it make you feel better when you do this? Like, no one cares. Like, literally, Anna, no one cares. But I had a question about this video. Like, and it's a question I've had because I've watched her do this multiple times now. See, like, she lifts the bar. She lifts the bar. All right. She lifts it up and she, like, firmly sets it on her belt like that. Is that what you're supposed to do? I'm just curious. I'm not judging because I don't know. But is that how the belt's supposed to work? Are you supposed to, like, hoist the bar up, slam it onto your belt like that, and then she's gonna switch her arm under it and then lift it up? Like, I don't care about the rest of it. I just am curious about the belt. She's using it like a rest for the barbell. No, the bar. Is that how it's supposed to work? Because my question is, the heavier those weights get, is the belt capable of supporting that? Like, I'm kind of impressed if it is. But also, I feel like you're basically lifting it up, putting it on the belt so that your hips are now taking the weight while you flip your hand so that you can push it up. And I'm only asking that because I've seen Lot's lifts do this same move, but I don't remember Lot wearing a belt when she does it. And she just kind of like hoists the bar up and then just like, she just kind of like hoists this up and then like flips her hand under it real fast. And I'm like, that's like devil's magic. Because like the bar just kind of like hovers. She's like, rawr, flip, and then pushes it all the way the back out. I'm sure it's practice, don't get me wrong. But I'm just like, man, what happens if this hand slips? And I'm sure it's just the answer is the bar drops. But still, Anna doesn't do that. And I'm just wondering, like, did her coach teach her to do that? And is that how you do it? Because, you know, with Anna, there's really no way of knowing. There's no way to know if that's how her coach actually taught her to do it, or if that's just the way Anna does it. So, for those of you who do know, I'm curious. Is that how you're supposed to do it? Right. One last one. Okay. Try that again. All right, so this is the last clip we're going to do. Take 2. So this says, strong woman training is forcing me to learn balance in my food, my effort level, my rest, my time. It's so much more than just lifting heavy stuff. I'm taking some big steps to understand my energy levels, how my cycle affects them, and how best to show up for my body outside the gym. I'm not an expert. I have so much more to learn, and that's the exciting part. This one I think is really interesting because this is the first time we've ever seen Anna do the baby step of just using the bar with no weight on it, which I would think would be like one of the first things you would want to do so that you could move through the movement of what it feels like. I can do this. To execute the movement correctly. Right? This is something I've always been confused about. Is like, Anna just immediately was just thrown in with the heaviest weight possible. And she doesn't do any of the movements correctly. Like, even I can see that she's not doing it correctly, right? And now she's got the bar, and I'm like, is this sped up? But like, the guy in the background is moving at a normal pace, but Anna's just swinging this bar around like, well, I mean, it weighs nothing, obviously, but that's kind of the point. I mean, I think she said it weighs like 10 pounds, I think. Somewhere on the Reddit, she mentions how much the bar weighs. The point being, it's very light, especially compared to the weight she's used to lifting at this point. But instead of concentrating on the movement that she should be going through to lift correctly, she's just swinging the damn thing around. So she's not getting the benefit out of it. Right? She's not learning what it feels like to go through the motion of pushing the bar above her head. She's just doing it as fast as humanly possible. Why? You would think the whole reason for this would be to feel what it feels like when you're doing it correctly. Because you don't have any weight on it. You don't have to worry about the stress of weight on your form. Like, you don't have to worry about dropping the goddamn thing on your neck because you've bent yourself over backwards. Right? Anyway, that's my point. That's my rant. My rant is, we never saw Anna do baby steps, and now 26 weeks in, we finally see her doing the baby steps, and she refuses to take it seriously. She's just doing them as fast as she can to get them over with. Why are you even bothering, I guess? Anyway. Okay. For the second time, if you've made it this far in the video, go ahead and put a boat down in the comments section. Because yar, we be pirates. I mean Vikings. There we go. And let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you guys for putting up with the little dancing cat again. I know some of you guys like him. Nobody complains about him. No one complains about the cute little kitty. And that's pretty much all I've got for you guys. I want to look into this wellness to go. What is the name of the thing again? Give me a second. Look at the beautiful Lanza Meadows. Is it not? Someday I'm going to go here. Ways to Wellness, or Ways to Well, I think is the name of the place. I want to look into the Ways to Well clinic. Apparently that's where Anna went to get her blood infusion, and it's the place that she was talking about where she's getting her blood work done. So I want to look into that a little bit more. Again, I really wish Colin would come back and do one of his deep dives. This sounds very much like a Colin deep dive candidate, but sans Colin, I guess I'll see what I can do. And that's pretty much all I've got for you guys. So don't forget, your emoji is a boat. I'm on a boat. And then we'll see everybody in the next one. Until then, bye.
This is my outro music.
You can't copyright strike me because it's just me singing. This is my outro music. Thank you for watching. See you next time.